Testing the audio. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today for another skincare vlog. Okay, so I just got a shipment of new Japanese and Korean sunscreens, and I'm wearing the Kanmake, I think it's how you say it, Kanmake Can Make Mermaid Gel. I'm wearing the clear, but I feel like it looks a lot whiter than normal. Am I right in that aspect? I feel like I look very, very pale. I did get the white version as well. That is very, very white. Maybe I didn't wash it off completely yesterday. I don't know, I can't really tell, but yeah, so you're just going to deal with my ghost-like features today. I hope you don't mind. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. It is a rainy day today, very cloudy. I'm drinking my hot black tea in my Teavana cup. I adore black tea. I got the a new Harney's & Sons. It is Darjeeling, the Darjeeling tea. I really like this. My favorite black tea is probably the East Frisian tea. I really like that a lot. Black tea, just sort of a side note, I'll get into the vlog in just a minute where I'm introducing a new product I'm actually kind of loving. Yeah, I've mentioned this in my vlogs before, but black tea, any tea that comes from the Camellia sinensis plant, particularly white tea, but really all the shades of tea, they not only contain things like antioxidants and polyphenols, flavonoids, catechins, things that will help to really provide antioxidant protection for the skin and thus potentially UV protection for the skin from the inside out, basically. But there's also evidence to suggest, especially with white tea in particular, I think because maybe it's less processed and it has possibly higher levels of antioxidants compared with the more minimally processed to higher processed teas like black tea. Let me just take a sip real quick. Yeah, so teas, anything that comes from the Camellia sinensis plant, there is evidence to suggest that certain compounds in there may help to inhibit, at least in vitro studies, may help to inhibit certain enzymes, particularly metametalloproteinases or MMPs, certain MMPs that degrade collagen and elastin in the skin that are not only induced by sun damage, UV exposure, but also visible light, pollutants, things in our environment. Yeah, white tea, Camellia sinensis may help to inhibit to a certain extent those MMPs, which may play a role in anti-aging. That's why one of the reasons why I really like tea, but I've been drinking tea probably since before I can remember. I remember when I was like 4 or 5, when I was in kindergarten, tea was the very first beverage that I poured myself. Do you ever have like weird memories from like 75 years ago where you're just like, why do I remember that versus other things that I don't remember? But yeah, it was a huge pitcher of iced tea and I poured it myself and I was really proud of myself. I just remember that. But yeah, I've been drinking tea for a long time. It's one of my favorite beverages and I highly recommend if you aren't drinking it and you can, you know, have that caffeine, definitely pick it up. I mean, you know, unless you just don't want the caffeine, obviously, but I personally love the Harney's & Sons. There are some other organic brands that I love as well. Maybe I'll leave a link down below in the comments so I can give you my top picks. But yeah, unsweetened tea. Unsweetened tea is my favorite beverage, aside from just pure black coffee. Did you know that there's studies suggesting that there's an association between psychotic tendencies and drinking black coffee? Very interesting, because that's all I drink. Speaking of which, somebody in the comments, like one of my videos, they said that I look like a crazy person with my hair the way it is. Not the first time somebody called me crazy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the actual vlog, shall we? Sorry, I was just trying to look and see what the time was on my camera. So I'm into the vlog already 5 minutes and haven't even reviewed this product. Okay, so I was sent this product by the company. It is the ZIGEN Moisturizing Face Gel. It is marketed as a moisturizer, a moisturizing gel for the male Homo sapien species. Yeah, so I was sent this because a lot of my vlogs are centered on obviously moisturizers and keeping the skin moist and hydrated. Sorry if you hate that word. I was really attracted to this at first when I just Googled it. They emailed me and I Googled it just to look at the ingredients. There are a heck of a lot of ingredients, just so you know. I'm not gonna do a deep dive on every single ingredient because that vlog would be just far too long. But I do wanna just point out the key ingredients that are in this moisturizer, why I personally do like it, and the potential limitations to this moisturizer and pitfalls to avoid when you do use it. Okay, so this is a fragrance-free moisturizing gel. I personally, just full disclosure before I get into this, I personally use this as a booster to a regular moisturizer. I'll kind of get into why I don't rely on this as my sole moisturizer every evening later down below after I go through the ingredients, or at least the key ingredients. So one of the key ingredients is hyaluronic acid. You're probably very familiar with hyaluronic acid, or HA, because practically every single skincare product probably contains HA or some sort of humectant. I think there's probably also maybe some glycerin in here as well. But yeah, glycerin is the second ingredient under water. Water is the highest ingredient, obviously, because that's pretty much all moisturizers. But yeah, it has glycerin and hyaluronic acid in here. Both are really wonderful humectants that help to really boost up the quantity of water, moisture in the skin barrier, and as well as it just really attracts moisture to the top layers of the skin, both from within the skin as well as within the environment. So yeah, you know, hyaluronic acid definitely helps to really boost the skin quantity of moisture. It also helps to, or the quantity of moisture in the skin. And hyaluronic acid and glycerin as well can, by just sort of boosting that level of moisture, kind of smooths out the skin a little bit, plumps it up a little bit, makes it look a little bit more youthful, plumper, fresher. And that's really kind of one of the main benefits of a moisturizer. So moisturizers generally contain, you know, the water for the first ingredient. Typically, that's going to be your moisture component. But it also contains 3 other ingredients. It contains humectants, which are the glycerins, the hyaluronic acids, for instance, that help to bind water and attract water to the surface of the skin and increase the level of moisture in the skin. You also have emollients. Emollients are kind of like oils or silicones, oil-free silicones or things like that really help to smooth out the skin and smooth the skin cells, make the skin look moister, I guess, but not necessarily improve the moisture. Emollients on their own, like just putting an oil on your skin, isn't going to actually moisturize your skin because it's not increasing the water intake, it's not increasing the ability to occlude that moisture that's in the skin from evaporating. And that sort of gets to the third component, or the fourth component of a moisturizer, and that's occlusive agents. Occlusive agents kind of just form a layer on the skin and help to prevent evaporation of water, because what happens when you're just sort of out in your everyday environment, whether you're sleeping or you're walking outside, is that water from your skin will evaporate if you don't have an occlusive agent on it. So there's going to be moisture in your skin. That's called transepidermal water loss. You've heard me talk about it before on this channel, but it's especially a problem in people with dry skin, people with certain skin conditions or dermatologic conditions. So it's really important to use a moisturizer that has those occlusive agents. Okay, so these also have certain ceramides. So I can just see on the back of the product, it has ceramide AG, AP, EOP, NP, NG. It has a lot of ceramides actually. Probably even more than like the CeraVe moisturizers, which I think only have maybe 3 ceramides. But yeah, ceramides are basically a class of lipids that are in the skin matrix that over time decrease. So within the skin, these lipid components, ceramides, they contribute to the natural moisturizing factors within the skin. So as time moves on and the ceramides in the skin are depleted or decreased over time, the skin gets drier and rougher, and that's why you need to make sure that you're continuing to use a moisturizer. But having ceramides topically applied to the skin may help to replenish those lost ceramides and improve the natural moisturizing factors within the skin. And by mimicking those natural moisturizing factors, topically applied ceramides can help to really improve the overall function of the skin barrier. Also, this moisturizer gel, just like I think the ordinary moisturizer that I've also reviewed on this channel, this contains amino acids. It's believed, there are some studies and papers out there to suggest that topical applied amino acids to the skin. Amino acids are building blocks of protein. So collagen is a protein. It's one of the largest proteins in the body. It's believed that the topical application of amino acids on the skin can help to improve or trigger the synthesis of collagen within the skin, especially if they contain sort of the same amino acids that collagen contains. Now again, I don't know if this is pseudoscience or what, but I can leave a link down below to 1 or 2 papers that are actually in the medical literature that suggest that the topical application of amino acids or AAs on the skin can help to possibly increase collagen synthesis. I'm not saying that it does conclusively, but there are some papers, some researchers out there that believe it does. And I believe this also contains witch hazel. That's another key ingredient that the company likes to hype up. And witch hazel basically is an astringent, so it helps to really reduce oil production in the skin, helps to to a certain extent, because of that reduction in oil and just sort of removing of oil and dirt from the skin, may help to improve the appearance or reduce the appearance of pores and large pores. Again, to a certain extent, it depends on the person, depends on the person's skin physiology, genetics, etc., etc. And witch hazel also contains antioxidants too. So there are some studies saying that antioxidants from witch hazel may help to also protect against UV. So that's also very promising. And there's also, I think, hydrolyzed collagen in this. This isn't really hyped up, I don't think, in the marketing, but there is, oh yeah, there's soluble collagen, and there's some other form of collagen. I think it said it was hydrolyzed, but yeah, I think that that's really marketed a lot in other skincare products, that the topical application of collagen helps to boost collagen levels in the skin. But there isn't really a lot of conclusive data out there to suggest that collagen topically applied or even consumed can help to increase collagen in the skin. There are some studies though out there actually that show, I think maybe even randomized studies that at least, albeit small populations or small cohorts, to show that the consumption of collagen, maybe even the topical application of it, I'll leave a link down below to those studies, may help to increase the quantity of collagen in the skin. These may be associations. I don't know if they're really direct cause and effects. I think that's really relies on more research, to be honest. But yeah, take that for what it's worth. I don't think it's harmful to be applying it to your skin, but I'm not really sure what the source is. So if you are a vegetarian or vegan and you don't want to use animal products, the collagen obviously, probably is, probably from animal sources. So I would think about that before you maybe hit the buy button on this. And yeah, I showed you sort of the back of the bottle that there are plenty of other ingredients. There's a lot of botanical flower extracts that also may impart antioxidant, anti-inflammatory properties. Antioxidants, anti-inflammatory components are really great for anti-aging in terms of the skin, in terms of protecting collagen and elastin, particularly from UV pollutants, infrared radiation, visible light even. So I think those are promising. Whether or not they have significant effects in the skin over time with consistent use, it's hard to really say because there's not a ton of conclusive evidence. I mean, there's a lot of studies out there, but there's not a grand, I believe, consensus from a lot of dermatology societies and anti-aging societies, things like that, that really say that applying topical antioxidants from, camellia sinensis extract or, chamomile flower extract can help to significantly reduce UV radiation and protect against aging. There's not a huge swath of, there's not a huge consensus there. So that being said, there are studies to suggest that it may. So I think that there's really no harm. And yeah, I personally like to look at moisturizers or serums or sunscreens, particularly that have antioxidants in there, particularly antioxidants that have been studied specifically in skincare, because then I know that maybe it's helping to sort of boost the overall protection of that sunscreen or of the other products that I'm using for my anti-aging regimen. Now, like I said, when I was talking about occlusive agents that help to just sort of form a layer over the skin and prevent the water from evaporating, this moisturizer gel doesn't have a ton of occlusive agents. In fact, I didn't really even see, when I was doing a research and sort of a deep dive on my own of all the ingredients, I didn't really see occlusive agents in the ingredient list. Let me know if I'm wrong down below in the comments, because I'll totally be open to that and admitting that I was wrong about that. But yeah, I didn't see any occlusive agents in here. So that sort of makes me think that when you apply it to the skin, there is a risk of the water that's binding with the hyaluronic acid and the glycerin. There's a risk of it evaporating and making your skin drier. So that's why personally I don't use this alone at night after I've cleansed my skin, after I've gotten out of the shower. I try not to just use this. I make sure I put a occlusive moisturizer over it that's sort of more, like a basic general white consistency moisturizer that has those occlusive agents, like the, like the CeraVe or the Vanicream moisturizer, which I've been using a lot. Those have occlusive agents in it and can help to just sort of make sure that everything that is sort of staying in place at least for the most part, especially at night when you are, like for me, I have the air conditioning going on at night to like 70 degrees. That's gonna pull out some moisture from the skin, from your hair, from everywhere basically. And yeah, it's gonna make the air drier, so that water's gonna sort of evaporate to sort of improve the ambient humidity to a certain degree. I make sure that I am very moisturized with a real, like not a real, but like an occlusive moisturizer, one that has occlusive agents. So when I use this, I put this on damp skin right after I shower, after I've washed my face completely. Hopefully I washed my face completely yesterday because it looks like it's still white from that Kanmake sunscreen. Yeah, and then I put it on wet skin. I let it sort of sit there for a second to just sort of kind of attract that water, and that water that is on my damp skin. Then I come over with the Vanicream moisturizer, or maybe even a thicker cream if I feel like I need it, if I got off a plane, for instance, and you know, plane cabins are extremely dry. So I'll use a cream moisturizer like the CeraVe cream jar moisturizer. I'll put that over this just to occlude it and make sure that nothing is evaporating, or at least very minimal is going to be evaporating during the evening. So that's sort of how I use it. If I'm going to use any sort of serums, I put that on first, and then I put on this, and then I put on a moisturizer. So you can definitely be assured that by the end of the evening, when I crawl into bed, or basically I can slip into bed because I'm so slick and moisturized, you know, pretty shiny, I'm pretty moisturized, I'm fairly protected. When I wake up in the morning, I still feel, my skin doesn't feel dry, it feels still a little bit moist, which I personally approve of and like, but it has definitely dried down. It looks plump, it looks preferred, it looks perfect. Why is it that I feel like my skin looks the best as soon as I wake up? Maybe it's because I'm laying down just like on my back and I don't have any movement. I don't know. Does anyone else feel that way? It just looks perfect. And then I like mess with it, put sunscreen on it and things like that during the day, and I'm just like, it still looks good. Like I'm still happy with my skin, very happy with my skin, but I feel like right when I wake up in the morning, it looks a lot better, and I just wish it could stay that consistency. But I think with like activity and movement and, you know, moving out into the world, you have to sort of have some sort of sacrifice, right? But yeah, I really like this tea. I really like this ZIGEN. I still don't know how to pronounce this. Can anybody else let me know down below in the comments how to pronounce ZIGEN? I like the packaging too. It's a 3.5 ounce bottle, so I'm not sure if I can take this. Can I? Yeah, it's 100 grams, so I can take this on a carry-on whenever I travel. But yeah, I do like this. I do like this as a booster to a regular moisturizer, and I highly recommend trying it out if you want to have sort of that extra boost with the extra hyaluronic acid, the extra water, the extra glycerin, and the ceramides, the amino acids, the botanical extracts. If you want to have that extra boost, definitely try it out. Do I think it's necessary? No. You know, I think you could just go with a drugstore moisturizer and be totally fine, or, you know, just use your regular serum and you'll be totally fine. You don't necessarily need it, but it does provide that boost, and that I really like and recommend. Now, one thing that you probably should keep in mind is that the price of this is $50. I didn't pay for this. The company sent it to me to review. So just keep that in mind if you are price conscious, which, you know, I definitely understand, because skincare can be, I don't know, just all over the place. You know, there's really no standard pricing unless you're just going for a drugstore. Then you can kind of understand, you know, what you're going to get before you actually look at the price. This is $49.99. It's $50, at least the current price on Amazon, I believe. I think you could probably get this elsewhere. Maybe even, they might even have a website. But yeah, you know, keep that in mind if you want to save your money and just use your moisturizer. You know, definitely totally understand about that. But if you are into kind of more luxury, I know that this $50 for luxury is like nothing. I've seen products that are $250 plus. So yeah, I'm just saying, I generally don't pay more than $50 for one product. I don't normally pay more than $25 for one product, to be honest, because I don't think it's 100% necessary. Like, I feel like you can find the same types of things in different products. That being said, I do like the ingredients in this product. I think that I will definitely continue using this. I've been using it off and on, not every single night, but every other night, every 2-3 nights or so. and I really like it. I like the boost again that it gives to my skin and my skin. And yeah, I recommend it. If you want to try it, definitely do it. I think that you will be pleasantly surprised. And even though it's marketed for male people, it obviously, I think that it's marketed for like aftershave and things like that, but I definitely think that anybody can use it. It's not really concentrated on just one person or one type of person. So I think, obviously it's going to work for everybody. But yeah, if you use this, let me know down below what you think of it. If you want to use it and you have any questions, let me know down below too. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have about this product or more, or any other skincare questions you have. Definitely leave them down in the comments. I would be more than happy to converse with you. That's what I really love about this channel. It's just sort of, it's a skincare research kind of community that we can just sort of learn from each other, ask questions of each other, and really improve our overall regimens, which I am really excited about. That's what I really like and love about this channel. But yeah, if you like this video, please hit the like button down below. Let me know down below again your comments, your questions, what you'd like to see in future videos. Hit that subscribe button as well. Please feel free to join the skincare research community. I'd love to have you here. I'd love to see you in future videos, which will be coming out soon. But yeah, in the meantime, before those future videos come out, I hope you are doing well and you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next vlog. Bye. Bye.